are known to the authorities. The Children's Commissioner says the government should make child criminal exploitation a national priority. So, what precautions should we be taking to protect children from being recruited into these so-called ruthless organisations? Well, here to talk it over is the CEO of Gangsline and former gang member himself, Sheldon Thomas, and Peter Kirkham, a former Detective Chief Inspector with the Metropolitan Police. Gentlemen, lovely to see you both. I suppose the starting point has to be for us, that figure, 27,000 people involved in gangs in England. That raised my eyebrows. I mean, I suppose it depends on your definition of gang and your definition of children.
I mean, for me, that's really most probably not the real figure, because there's been many organisations who are non-governmental been actually telling the government that actually this is a national crisis, and that actually the figure's more near to 50,000 than what they're giving, because when it comes to government institutions, they always play down the figure because they want to give the impression that they're in control. So I think the figure, when we're talking about the age group of 10 to 17, you'll find that the figure may be a lot more than that, because many young people have never been arrested, so the figures can't be counted correctly.
Well, Peter, I suppose the next question follows from the Children's Commissioner's conclusion that a fraction of that number are known to the authorities. They're falling through the cracks in the same way that we saw perhaps with the grooming gangs as well, a point made by Anne Longfield. I mean, how does such a substantial number of children involved in gang activity just pass unnoticed by the authorities?
As you say, the part that's noticed is the part that get involved in crime and get involved in getting arrested and whatever, and then you've got some hard facts about them. But there's a lot around them that manage to avoid being arrested, so that there's more that are involved there, but probably not hugely so. If they're involved over a period of time, they're going to come to notice and get arrested at some point. But then you get into the more peripheral sort of involvement, and then the very early involvement or very short-term involvement, and those are the massive numbers. I mean, she points out that this number includes those that are loosely involved, those that aren't really involved in crime and criminality or on the margins. The issue about what's a child, that's interesting, because you say the word child or children and people have in their mind some little thing going off to school with a school bag and everything. Yes, it's all those ages, but I suspect if we had it broken down by age group, we'd see a very distinct increase in the 14, 15, 16, 17 age group. The definition goes up to 18, I believe.
In order to bring those numbers down, you've got to identify the risk factors, haven't you, Sheldon? What is it that makes one particular child more likely to fall prey to a gang?
Well, as I was speaking before I came on here, one of the problems is the time spent with children, which a lot of people don't discuss. There's been two researches done by two professors from the London School of Business that looked at a research over 10 years about the amount of time parents in Britain spend with their children. And one of the things they found is that men spend 34 minutes per day if they have a father in the house with their child, and the mother spends about an hour a day, but the child spends 9 hours a day on social media. The impact of social media is a big factor. Now, a lot of people don't like the sound of this, but trap and drill music is one of the biggest factors that we have. Not only trap and drill, Snapchat, that promotes this kind of gangster image, this kind of image of, I go and get yours at a very short term, plus the impact of the kind of issues that parenting feels, like under pressure parents that may have 2 or 3 different children for maybe 2 or 3 different men. The impact of that, the impact of a mother trying to raise a child on her own with no real help, and who may have issues of her own, who may have grown up in exactly the same environment and conditions. So there are many contributing factors, not just external ones which are kind of environmental, but psychological ones which are more to do with rejection, more to do with emotional trauma, seeing domestic violence at a very young age. These gang members are very good at identifying which child to go for. They used to do it outside the schools. They used to go outside the schools and recruit, but now they just do it through social media.
But isn't there also a financial element to this? We keep hearing about the huge profits that these county violence gangs are making. The individuals involved are obviously only seeing a fraction of those profits, but it's more money than they've seen in their lives that's being handed to them by, as you say, people who have groomed them, people who have made them feel worthwhile, people who have identified them and given them a sense of belonging. So how do you intervene without, where actually, cash rules for some people as well?
There is definitely that angle to it, and we need to be careful about sort of over-emphasising the grooming and threatening of people into gangs. A lot of it is advertising opportunity, and that's where the drill music and some of the videos and the social media side comes in. It looks like an attractive lifestyle, and kids, if they're a bit lost, they'll go, that looks a bit good, I'll have a go at that. And so that's where it comes in. But Sheldon makes the point that there's all these different factors behind them becoming vulnerable to that. Schooling, exclusion, mental health, drink and drugs issues themselves or their parents, breakup of families, children in care and support for children leaving care, all of these things. And lots of different agencies need to be coordinated, and that's the missing part of the jigsaw. The government are having these strategies, but they're not doing anything
to coordinate that together.
The government has to do that. The government really has to do it. And one of the things the government needs to do is they need to force parents to go on gangs prevention programs to understand. Many parents... Oh dear.
So I want to reach out to the fan club.
Oh dear. There are all these different factors, and they're all the responsibility of different parts of government. Health, education, whatever. So only government can pull it together. To be honest, this is a national crisis. It needs a COBRA intervention. And parents, there's a coalition of parents asking about precisely
briefly, because we're just about to run out of time, do you detect any sign that government is either willing or has the capability to take up those?
And I can tell you why, because the fact that they put out £9.1 million will tell you that they have no interest in actually reducing it. To fix this problem, you're looking at over £50 million in money, resources, plus you're looking at getting parents to go to these gang prevention workshops so that they can learn about they need to understand that.
Parents have had enough. There's a consortium of parents that are having a peaceful day of action on the 17th of April in central London. They're calling it Operation Shutdown. They've said enough is enough, and their first demand is for government to get a grip of it and run it like a COBRA operation to pull all the government agencies together and make them do their bit and fund it.
Peter Kirkham, Sheldon Thomas, thanks again for coming in. Appreciate it.